Let me welcome the person who is already on stage. He didn't even wait for me to even welcome him. I don't understand. The guy is really a catalyst. Just catalyze yourself down to this place. All right. So let him continue from there. He's already here. Go ahead, please.
Thank you very much. We really want to appreciate your time again. And I'm here to do two things. And the second one will be my speech. And the first one, we're going to do it together. At EdVest, we believe so much in educators, and that's why our technologies are built for educators to ensure that they actually create the kind of value that we expect. So EdVest is a software that we have built over the years, and we have something we call user impression. And this tells us how teachers are active on EdVest and the kind of value they get from the software. So, using this insight, we have been able to get the top 6 teachers on EdVest across 330 schools on EdVest. And we are here to give the prize to the top 3. And we shortlisted 6 of them. And then your votes will help the top 3 to receive their prize this day of EdVest Catalyst 2018. And across the schools, we have some names on our Facebook page. So please, if you have your device here, please, I would like you to borrow us some few data. Please bring out your device and go on our Facebook page, facebook.com/EdVestSuits. We have a link. Okay. Please, let's have the direct link so that I won't have to explain the link. So we have a link that we have created on our community EdVest Catalyst for you to vote. So we have 6 people on the page. You just click to vote and you can only vote once for them. But before you vote, you need to do a little bit of exercise before you can actually select. But so let me just read the name. I have the first person here, Mrs. Fumilayo. Let's put our hands together for them.
Chop, 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 chop. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2.
Mrs. Fumilayo Omojola from Grace Schools, Bagada. Mrs. Daudu Jos, Temple School, Ikeja. Mr. David, Anfield School, Ilupeju. Mr. Afolabi, Texel School, Aja. Mr. Ebuka, Pinkberry School, Onisha. Let's put our hands together for them. And the last person on the list is Mr. Michael, Sunshine School, Ibadan. So we have their pictures and their names on the page. The URL is going to be displayed, so you can go, just follow the URL, and it will land you on the page where you will see all their names. And the award we are giving to them, we are giving them EdVest Champions Award. And EdVest is an EdTech company, so that's why we call it EdTech Champions Award. Education technology is not only within EdVest. So we expect these people to have done so many things online. So just copy their name, put it on the browser, and if whatever you get actually gets you interested, like, you can vote for them. I hope that's clear. Hello? Is that straightforward? Okay, so you see all these names on the page, then you copy their name into the browser, you search for them, and if what you're saying about them is actually good enough, and you feel like, oh, this person should be rated high, just go and vote for the person. So we announce this time to time, then towards the closing speech, then we are going to announce the winner, then we are going to have first, second, third. So, my slide. You know, in our company, we have seen a lot of disadvantages because we are building a software company that needs internet, that needs power, we need good roads to travel around, we need good governance, but we have not been enjoying much of all these things. So we decided to push forward by always thinking outside of the box to ensure that we move forward and do great things. And because we have been doing this without thinking about the situations that we are in the box, we have been able to receive a lot of awards and grants from foreign and local organizations. So early this year, we got a prize for transforming education in emerging markets. We had about 65 countries that came to contest for the position, and we came first April this year in Switzerland. So, well, that one gave us a lot of money, but it just gave us an idea that if we keep on pushing despite the odds, despite the challenges in this country of running, despite the issues of internet and power and everything, we can actually create a Pan-African business, which is actually our focus. That by 2027, we want to get to 60,000 schools. That's 30% of schools in Africa. So, and because of this, we have been able to come up with something we can share today, that the problems of this world and in Nigeria or in Africa, the problems are there. And the times are ticking. I mean, the days are going. We have had first industrial revolution, second industrial revolution, third one, and we are in the fourth. And there are so many things we do in this country that are still like around first and second. We have not even fully entered into third very well, but the fourth is here. Now we live in this world together with all these countries that have gone ahead of us, talking about countries that have done smart city and so many other things. And we are raising kids that will be global citizens, that will actually stand shoulder to shoulder to their peers abroad. And we cannot continue to sit in the bus thinking and just folding our hands that we have problems, don't let us move forward. We have problems, don't let us move forward. I think from my own personal belief is that God has given us two hands to see how we can use one hand to solve problem and use another hand to actually work to move forward. So today I'm going to talk about the fourth industrial revolution and your school. Please, first slide. Don't move faster. Okay. Now, we want the educators to know about what is happening globally, so that we will know when we're standing in front of kids every morning, teaching verbal reasoning and CCA and different topics, we should be able to let them know that, see, we are teaching you all these to be relevant in the global space. And that's why we are trying to say, okay, this fourth industrial revolution that is actually out there, that a lot of countries have actually been intentional about it. The teachers need to know all these things so that we can know what is actually happening and see the students that we are raising, what they are going to face later. The future is violent. We are talking about over 14% of unemployment in Nigeria. And honestly, if you don't think out of the box, the situation will be worse. So that's why we are trying to see how the future will not just happen to us, but instead how we can create the future that we want. So that's why I am here to share with you within 15 minutes what I have put down in my slide. Now the first is first industrial revolution. We had this long ago when we have water and steam engine for production. What is even the industrial revolution? When we say industry, we have maybe the time we have been using industry in Nigeria, maybe on the social media, is when we have industrial exercise like strike or whatever. But the industry you are talking about is actually the space where values are created, where productions are made, different sectors coming together to actually form the industry we are talking about. So the first industrial revolution, a lot of productions and implementations are done with water and steam power. And that actually wasn't enough for some people, because a lot of people don't always like to sit down with whatever we have invented today, because whatever we are inventing today will give us a problem in one way or the other tomorrow, because the need will keep on increasing, because the number of people in the world is increasing and our needs are increasing every day. So we have second industrial revolution. The second industrial revolution actually came with electric power to create some things. We had the bulbs to actually manufacture so many things with our machines and everything. And that one was not enough again. It wasn't enough again. Then we moved to the third industrial revolution, which we are still trying to catch up in Nigeria. And a lot of countries have actually left this one behind. They have moved to the fourth one. But the third one, I want to say something about the third one. That is where we have the electronic information technology and automation. Just like I said, Edrest is a software company and we are automating school processes. That's just our message. That's just our message. We're trying to automate school processes. which is still in the third industrial revolution. Honestly, we need to see how we can be in line with what is happening in the world, thinking about the fourth industrial revolution. Now we have a lot of schools, secondary schools in Nigeria, primary schools in Nigeria, that there is no light, the roofs are leaking and everything, and yet we still need to be in this world. We are living in this world, we still need to know what is happening elsewhere. So I think when we see more of what is happening elsewhere, this will get us to be we'll be disappointed, and we'll be humble enough to say, okay, how can we move from here to that level? Because the time is ticking. We cannot say we want to raise students that will walk from MTN in Nigeria and move to Google in Silicon Valley and move to SAP in Switzerland without actually knowing what is happening abroad. A lot of thinking are in the head of the graduates in Nigeria is that I want to move from EcoBank to GT Bank or MTN, still within the country. What if you want to move from here to Sapetro in US or to MicroStrategy in Germany or this? We need to raise kids that can actually change jobs across the continent, across the country. But they cannot actually move there if you have not exposed them to all these revolutions that are happening in these countries. I've seen a lot of young guys that have actually keyed into it, and even in our own company, we have raised a lot of engineers that they have worked for companies abroad. In fact, 3 of them have traveled this year to Silicon Valley to go and work for companies over there. We need to get people to see, okay, we have this problem, then can we use this second hand to look into the future and get people to see that this is how things are supposed to be. We cannot sit down thinking about a problem without doing anything about it. So next, we have the fourth industrial revolution, which is actually the main revolution because it is violent. We have the 3D printing. You can actually print the whole building out of a machine. You can print this stage. You can print someone that looks like me with different materials. You can print anything with 3D machines. We have AI, artificial intelligence in different industry. I was fortunate to attend the program in Lausanne, Switzerland this year, and I had a software company. They built a robot, and that robot handles event registration and communication like this. And that robot, the first 3 months they launched the robot replaced 200 people. The robot replaced 200 people because the robots are not sleeping, they're not tired, they don't feel cold, they don't need to heat, they just need to work. And a lot of people are not happy with this. Honestly, a lot of people are not happy with this when this lady started talking about it. And I said, it means that we will not be happy with so many other things that will come later. So, are we going to say we are not happy that robots or AI, they're changing people, or we do something about it? Can we raise students that will not compete with robots? That will do something that robots cannot do? Can we raise students that can actually program the robots instead of competing with robots? Robots are serving medical items in Germany. They're serving foods already in Switzerland. We've seen a lot of so many things that these countries are doing, and they are intentional about it. And these things are coming. You know, Africans, we always take everything. Before you know it, now I've started seeing driverless car. There was a time I saw driverless car on the streets of Lagos. The likes of Tesla and co. These guys they are doing fantastic work. And we are here just trying to consuming what they have produced. So we need to know all these things so that when we are taking the keys, we need to be able to tell them that, see, this barbarism can translate into this can translate into this. And we have a lot of things that we have in plan in Headbest concerning that. We have a lot of inventions that we have in our R&D that we are going to launch very soon to actually help the educators. We have launched something that we call in the lesson plan. It's not just the conventional lesson plan that when you want to go into the class, within just 10 minutes, you can brush up yourself, you can just quickly do a kind of revision with the algorithm, and it will give you everything that you need to teach in the classroom. That no textbook in this world can give you that thing. All you just need is to put in the topic you want to teach, put in the class you want to teach, put in the curriculum and everything, and it will give you the content that is in line with the age range of students that you want to teach. If you put skeletal system in SS1, it will give you the content for skeletal system in SS1 1 age range. And if you change it to SS3, it will give you the same, a different topic that can actually fit in for SS1. This is one of the things that we are trying to do, and we are not actually relaxing about it. We are moving forward, and definitely we'll work together. Now, on Fourth Industrial Revolution, we have the future that is fast approaching. As I'm talking to you, we started this program around 9 a.m. and as I'm talking to you, the time we started has gone. We can never ever get that time again. So what we need to do is to know all these things and begin to do research about them. There are over 1 billion videos that I watch on YouTube every day. All these things are there. We need to go and see some videos, and I think I have a video here, but maybe later we can share the link because of our time. So now when we say Fourth Industrial Revolution, the people that are going to benefit from this more are the people that are actually creating those things, the investors and the partners. So if you cannot invent, you can invest or you partner. We are here to talk about the partnership. Edvest is not a company that wants to build $1 billion company in the next 2 years without any impact in education. No. We want to build $1 billion company in the next 2 years and have impact in education. That's why we are talking about partnership. So we always let our clients know that we are here to work with you. We are here to give you something that can actually take you from point A to point B. So, and that is the partnership aspect of it. Because if we don't partner on this thing, we might lose out. It is likely that we can lose out on this. There are so many things that are going on in Dubai. They have a program, Dubai 2020. I think I'm announcing for them. Can you imagine? Now, they are launching a lot of things that they have actually kept in the secrets. Building and working on them, that by the time they are done, they will just spread it across. And you know, we work hard, we make money, then we use our money to buy. We need to start thinking. We need to start teaching these kids. And that's why I like the work of Tola Salah, which is here. She's going to have a session on STEM. STEM is the roadmap, is the way to all these things we are talking about. So the beneficiaries are the innovators, the shareholders, and the investors. So we need to be one of these. So when you look at the screen, where do you belong? You have a lot of money in your bank that you can raise check, or you want to actually build this thing, or you want to partner. So that's the question. Next. So the top loser are those people that will be ignorant about this, and those people that will say, I am not interested. Believe me, things are happening. Things are happening. As I'm talking to you, there are so many things that are happening out there in this Fourth Industrial Revolution, and if we don't discuss it at this sitting, we are just joking. We are just joking. It means we see what is happening, and then we are trying to close our eye to it. So next, then now the future of job, we have the statistics that by 2050, you can see it there. We have 23% of the world, the global workforce in Africa. Because our millennial circle is expanding every day. Because even if you go on Facebook, if you throw an advert on Facebook, you see the people that will see your advert most are people between the age of 18 and 24. That is the rise. So by 2023, the workforce, 23% will be in Africa. If we wait, the foreigners will come and take advantage of it. It has started already. I don't want to mention names. It has started already, and we'll be here. We'll be talking about there is no job. Honestly, we have vacancies and we have no job. Vacancies are there because the needs of people are increasing and they're changing every day. Not only certificate. In fact, two weeks ago, I read an article that Google and there are some companies, they said they don't want first degree to be part of their criteria for selecting any staff. Can you imagine? So it means that you can leave secondary school or you might not even go anywhere and get a job in Google. And the graduates are there saying, oh, I have to and I have this, and there's no job. So we have vacancies and we have unemployment. So how can we bring the two together? We need to see how these statistics can play out. The world will come to Africa for jobs. Are we raising those that will work in that era? Because if they are not in tune with that era, I'm sure you know a lot of graduates that are struggling with even using a phone. I mean, the use of phone and computer, you see a lot of guys that are struggling with that already. So we need to raise people that can actually work in this era so that we can stop talking about no employment. Next. So now, in your school, there will be demand because the world is turning to Africa for a job. There will be demand. There will be demand from labor market, and the demand will be on some skills that are just being invented. The niche, the jobs that are being created nowadays, they were never available in centuries ago. Let me give you an instance. In year 1998, there was no GSM in Nigeria. And today, how many people are working in MTN? Hundreds of people. Glow, same thing. So it means the jobs that have been created by bringing GSM to Nigeria, by inventing GSM to Nigeria. Now, some people that are trained out of computer cannot work in some organizations. So it will be the same thing at that time when all these things we're talking about will come to fusion, and a lot of people that have been so good before, they will have to ask them to leave their job. A lot of people left banking system because of computer introduction. A lot of people left, and it's going to happen. It's going to continue like that. My people perish. So demand from the parents, because a lot of parents are now beginning to see that, okay, all these things, when we travel abroad, we saw this, and they're now trying to ask questions about, okay, how can our student do this, and there will be demand. Because I'm just thinking about my kid that, okay, I will so much give my school owner problem. Because by the time I ask some questions that you cannot answer, I'm beginning to push you. As an educator, as a school, you understand? I begin to push you. So demand from society also. Now, you know, a lot of things have happened in Nigeria that, okay, you know, there was a time they reduced the cutoff mark of JAMB to 120 because some people are not passing very well. You know, society is determining how we bring things down. But there will be a time that society will be tired. And then they will say, you know what, let's forget about the cutoff. Let's even get students to fit in for a job. There will be demand. There will be demand. So I don't want to take much of your time. We'll share this. So we need to teach differently. We need to get students to see all these things. We need to expose them. I'm sure a lot of schools are doing fantastic work, but I just want to encourage everybody. Let us do more. Let us think out of the box, and then it shall be well. Thank you.
My name is Ronke Bosch, and my question is this. I love what you're doing. I love anything technology. The challenge I have is our domain, so Nigeria. So you talked about the users, the investors. We know many of these things. And like one of the lecturers from Kwara State mentioned, it's when it comes to the doing. So I've always tried, even from preschool, to implement technology in our school. So our challenge is when we have issues and we escalate, on the back end, change requests, you're already laughing because you know that these are always the issues. Someone to, finish the work. We start off amazingly. So we have a current system that we're using and they're doing a good job. Halfway through the line, you would have a challenge or you have a change request. We can't do it, okay? Another thing that we have are the value systems in Nigeria. Very corrupt nation. If I have the money I want to invest, what are the guarantees that we have in your system?
Thank you very much. There was a time in the history when a very big organization in Silicon Valley, I won't mention them because of, they launched a product, and it was a fantastic event. People sat down and the CEO talked about it, and they said, okay, let the event come up, and they saw error, code error. Now, we can have challenges when we are trying to solve a problem. So in the process of solving a problem, we can run into another problem. So that's where the vision comes in, to say, okay, you know that to achieve this vision, you have problems. So what are you doing to prevent and to manage it? From our end, the first adverse, it was called ISMS then. It failed. It didn't work. But we went back. That was 2009. We begged them, give us the chance again, let us do it. And I'm sure some of our clients are here. They know that there are some times that we have had problems in the past, but most of the problems have not been repeated. So the company is supposed to actually put the support in place, which is the key thing. When a software is deployed or a technology is deployed, there should be a support line. Inside Edbase, when you are using Edbase, you can always get somebody to chat with you if you have any problem. Anywhere you are in Nigeria, and even outside Nigeria. 4 people are always online, and they can chat with you, they can give you updates and everything. And when we talk about software, process automation that we are doing, we know that you have a system in place before we bring technology in. So there's a journey that will travel with you. And that journey, sometimes it might be rough, it might not be smooth, depending on the data readiness and everything to migrate from the manual to automation. So at that point, it's critical. I have visited over 150 schools with my foot, solving issues for schools. Someone is nodding, she's nodding her head. So the support needs to be there. So when you are getting a system, you need to look into what is the service level agreement, what is it talking about, and you can get review from people to say, okay, this company, are they? Some of our clients will tell people that, oh, see, these people, they are good, they have had problems, and they have solved the problems, and through that, we are getting referrals. So the support is key. The company needs to know that you need the support. And you can get a consultant to actually work with you even through the process. They say, okay, we are getting this software, you are an IT consultant, work with us on this thing until we stabilize. You can do that. And talking about investment, there are a lot of investment companies in Nigeria. I can give you some links. We have some fund houses in Yaba and all around. And we have been seeing a lot of startup raising money till the ranks of $8 million, $2 million, $10 million in this country. And a lot of local investors are also joining. So we have a lot of clusters that investors come together to discuss on what is the trend in investment in Nigeria, what's the landscape, what's the current trend, and so many things. So we can give you a link on that. I think that answers the question. Because when you meet, you're going to learn how to invest. So many terms that follow the investment, even the kind of company you want to invest in, and how you are going to get your returns, and so many things. So if you have a lot of check that you want to raise, okay, let me even drop the mic. I will see you now.
I like that.